Hello and welcome to the Academic Center for Exploratory Students Orientation 2020, Parent Edition. My name is Micah Human and I am the Assistant Director in ACES and Director of the Major Experience. I wish we were doing this in person, but this is what it is. So I can imagine that a lot of you may have questions that I cannot answer in this short 15-minute video. So please know that you can always reach out to an ACES advisor. You can find out who your student's advisor is, and again, I'll talk more about that later on. Or you can even just email us at our ACES email, aces@uconn.edu. So again, please don't hesitate. If there's any questions that I don't answer, which I'm sure there'll be many, please don't hesitate and know that we will be here to answer your questions. So what I'm going to go over to start with is the orientation agenda. So what this is going to look like for this year, as it is a very unique situation, a little different than normal. We're going to have several videos to watch, and some of these videos are going to go over understanding of ACES. So what is ACES? How do we work? What does it look like? It's also going to go over exploration, right? That's in our name, exploratory students. And this is a really important piece to us. Right, so when you're looking at exploration, some students come in and they already know what they want to do, some don't know what they want to do. We're really pushing all of our students to explore, and I'm going to share more about this. But again, exploration, how do you do this at UConn? Why do you do this at UConn? So we'll be addressing those. Academic information, there'll be videos to go over this as well. And there'll also be videos looking at how we do high school from college. So this is different, right? This is college, not high school. So let me go over some of the differences with you as well so you can see these. How many classes taken in one semester in high school? Typically 6 to 8. You probably knew that. Now I know when I was in high school I did a work study program my senior year, so I only took 4 classes and then worked the rest of the day. But on average with most schools it's around 6 to 8. So for college, how many classes should you be expecting them to take after they sign up and get their full schedule? 4 to 5. So you can imagine possibly how your students feel right now, right? How the students feel. So they're a little excited, right? Less classes. This is how we're hooking them right now. Okay, how many hours are spent in class per week for high school? 30 to 35-ish. It's essentially a full-time job, right? Then you add on homework after that and everything else, right? It's a full-time job. So for college, how many hours are spent in class per week? Right around 15. Again, for that first semester schedule, we're looking for about 14 to 16 credits, which puts them right around 15-ish. So again, more free time, less classes. They are excited and pumped to go to college. Now, you may all know where this is going. How many hours are spent on homework per week in high school? Well, 0 to 10-ish. And this may come as a shock to some of you parents, maybe not some of the other ones, but when we're asking students how much they are studying, we're usually getting around 0, especially their senior year. For college, how much time should they be spending per week on homework? Oh, that's a little bit low. It actually should be 30 to 45-ish, right? So now we know what the students are thinking. Maybe they're rethinking their whole thing about college. So I apologize if that's the case. That's not our intention. But really, this is what we want them to know. We want them to understand how important it is to get a good start as soon as they get here. That this should be how much time they're spending on homework. So we will be encouraging this. You can be encouraging this. But realistically, it's going to be a big change. Less class time than in college, than in high school, I apologize, but a lot more study time. So then what will orientation look like? They will then have virtual individual meetings with us. So every advisor will have meeting slots that the students will sign up for, and they'll get one-on-one time with their advisor. So this is really critical to have that one-on-one time. We will be asking them in these one-on-one meetings what and why. What do I mean by this is what majors are you interested in and why? This why is really important because we hear all different types of reasons of why. I hear, oh, I want to go into engineering because I liked playing with Legos. That's great. I played with Legos too. I'm not an engineer. My brother, he never played with Legos. He is an engineer. Again, so we want to really have students have understanding of really why this major. Why are you interested or in these group of majors? we don't want just a basic answer. So we're really going to challenge them on this and push them to think about why are they interested in what they're interested in. Credits and requirements. So we will go over specifically the credits that they'll need for the majors that they're interested in and looking at the requirements as well so that they're off to a good start and they have a good understanding of where they'll be going in the future. Last but not least, they'll be building a schedule. This is probably, as you can imagine, the most exciting part, the part they'll want to share with you. But again, we'll make sure they leave there with a full schedule and they're looking good and ready to go, and also knowing how to make any changes if they need to afterwards. So again, the Academic Center for Exploratory Students, we're housed within the Institute for Student Success. So we're a department, we're not a college, right? So you can't end UConn with an ACES degree. So for any of you parents out there, if you have a student coming to you and they're in their junior, senior year and they're saying, hey, I can't wait you to come to graduation, I'm getting that ACES degree, be a little concerned. In ACES, every student is matched with an advisor. So that means that they get a specific advisor that they will know who that advisor is. And that way you'll know who it is too. Again, if you have questions, you can reach out to them and I'll show you how to find out their contact information in just a bit. This is really important though, because we want students to understand that although they're matched with an advisor, they do have the freedom to change with their advisor. So if they're not happy with me saying they're assigned to me, I want them to find someone they're going to connect more with, right? This is about their experience, not about our experience. So we want the students to have the best experience possible. And what that means is sometimes they might not find a great fit with the advisor they're with. That's okay, we understand that. But what we really push them to do is to settle on one advisor at some point, right? We don't want them just going between advisors all the time, because then you're sharing your same story every time, and it's harder for them to develop that relationship and feel connected on campus. And it's harder for the advisor as well to help the students if they don't know them that well. There'll be 3 required meetings with advisor. The first one is that virtual meeting over the summer orientation. So that one's already done. That's an easy one because they have to do it, right? The next one is they'll have a hold put on their account in the fall semester, and they'll be required to come meet with their advisor to plan for spring courses. And the same thing will happen in spring to plan for fall courses. So those are the 3 required meetings, but those are not the only meetings they can do. We have some students that come every week to meet with their advisor, and we have some that only come for those required meetings. But please understand that we are available and we are here to help them. As I said, these are the ways that we can be contacted. All the advisors, it's their first name, last name at uconn.edu. Students can have access to our direct line office numbers. This is our main office number. Then we have appointments that they can make through going to aces.uconn.edu. And there's lots of good information on there that may answer some of your questions as well to the parents out there too. And then we have drop-in hours. So we have different advisors rotating on drop-in hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to noon and 1 to 4. So they can always meet someone. Now this is on a rotation bit, but us as advisors, we don't specialize in one area. So we're all generalists. So we all know information from all the different areas. So your student can come in and they can meet with any advisor and get great service and help. Who do we serve in ACES? We break it up into pre-professional, decided, and exploratory. The pre-professional majors are things like social work, sports management, and education. These are majors that you can't enter directly into as a first-year student. So we will keep them on track and have them applying in during their second year, and then they start into that program in the beginning of their third year of school, their junior year. Then we have decided majors. These are business, engineering, fine arts, allied health, exercise science, and nursing. So some of these majors, they may have applied into these and didn't get accepted directly in, and instead they were accepted into ACES. Again, we can keep students on track for these majors. They're all very competitive. So one thing we're always going to push all of our students is what's their parallel plan? What are they going to do if they apply into these majors and they don't get accepted? And we'll work with them about what other options are. Because for almost all these, they can still have the same career even if they don't go in through this direct route of having that major. Sometimes it's not taking the road that you plan to take, but you take a different road, but you still get to the same place. And we're here to support them. But just remember, for most of these majors, they're also going to expect involvement. It's not just a solid GPA. It's also what are you doing with your time in college? So some of them have done great things in high school, but that doesn't necessarily carry over as much once you start at college. So we want to make sure that they keep going and are just as active when they get to college. Our biggest group, as you can imagine, is the exploratory group. So these are students that are maybe interested in one thing this morning and something else this afternoon. Maybe these are students that are interested in 30 things, or maybe these are students that have no idea what they're interested in. Regardless, we are here to support them, and we really encourage all of our students to be exploratory and to explore, right? This is the critical piece. We believe that every student coming into UConn, not just to ACES, should be exploring. Because I always challenge the students that if they don't know all the different majors we have, if they can't list the 116 majors we have or know about them, how do they know they're in the right major for themselves? Right? So this is where we really start challenging them with that question of why. Why this major? Why do you know this is the right major for you? Here's a question we asked, we surveyed students in 2018. Identify one word that best describes your thoughts and feelings on the process of choosing a major. This may not be a surprise to most of the parents out there. It wasn't a huge surprise to us, but a lot of them were negative words, right? Anxious, stressful, scary, difficult, confusing, right? They're concerned about this process and not sure how to go about it, right? And we really want to try and flip that into a positive. And so then we said, well, what is it about it that's making it stressful, right? They said, by choosing a major, I'm choosing what I'm going to be doing the rest of my life. That's simply not true anymore. Maybe for a few generations past, but not anymore. The average is 4 job changes. A lot of those are career changes in the first 10 years of their life. So that's a lot of job movement. So we're really trying to dispel some of these myths that exist out there, like you're figuring it out for the rest of your life, and trying to just focus on how do you explore and why do we explore. So let's get to this though, because this is what we're getting at. We all are looking to get a job, right? All the students want to get a job. So let's hear from the employers. What is most important to employers when hiring college graduates? Is it A, high GPA, B, strong transferable skills, C, choice of major, D, attractive earlobes? Attractive earlobes is only in there for me. I apologize. You can't see them, but that's how I get all my jobs. Oh, you got this one right. Yes, it's B, strong transferable skills. Here is from the 2019 Job Outlook report from NACE. NACE is the National Association of Colleges and Employers. And what they do is they ask employers every single year, what are you looking for in your employees? What do you want to see from these graduating college students? And they come up with this list. And this list has not changed a whole heck of a lot in over about 15 to 20 years. And so what you see on here is all these different transferable skills, and there's technical skills on there as well. But what your students need to be asking themselves is, how are they developing these skills while they're in college? Yes, you want to earn the degree, but a degree just checks a box. It allows you to apply for a job. They actually want to get the job though. And so what they're going to need to prove is how, like number 3, how do you have an ability to work in a team? Because your diploma will not show that or prove it, right? How do you have problem solving skills? What are your written communication skills like, right? They're going to need to go through here and prove these, and that's what college is about. According to a 2016 study by EAB, students have higher graduation rates when they declare their final major when? Before entering college, during first semester, during third semester, or during fifth semester? Oh, sorry, you got that one wrong. It's during fifth semester. Here are the percentages as we go up. And as you see, it jumps up 6% from entering college to when they actually declare in the fifth semester. That's actually thousands and thousands of students across the country. And yes, they're still graduating in 4 years in most cases. Again, they need to be always talking to their advisor throughout this whole process. And here's what they said. Students who take the time to explore are more likely to choose a major that aligns with their interests, the student's interests, not your parents' interests, not their guidance counselor's interests, and hold off for this one, not their boyfriend or girlfriend's interests. And yes, parents, we do hear that as a reason why they're choosing a certain major. We want them to choose something that's going to be best for them, that's going to get them excited and want to work hard at and be successful at. So take the time to explore. This is why it's so important to get out there and explore. And how do we do this? The TME website, tme.uconn.edu is the resource you want to use. You can go to this website. There's lots of information on there. I'm not going to go for it all. Your students will actually have a video on this website specifically that they can watch. It's a 5-minute video and it can be very, very helpful to them. So thank you so much for coming to this orientation. I hope it was a little helpful to you. But again, please reach out to us. You're more than welcome to reach out to me as well if you have any questions. You can find me on the ACES website and on the TMU website. Have a great day. Thank you.